Well, it's a pretty day. Sun's not shining a lot right now, but duck season's over. Yesterday, the 31st of January is over. I had a lot of fun. I hunted hard the last 2 weeks, killed a few ducks, had a lot of fun, really enjoyed it. Can't wait till next season. But I've been needing to come down here and check my pond where it overflows at the spillway. And I thought I'd just bring you down here with me. As you can see, the pond's full of water. It's full of water. We've had the snow and a lot of rain, and I wish it would stay like this. But I need to go down here and check my spillway. I've got a feeling that it's washing out, and it was here a while back, and I hadn't looked at it in a while. So I'll just take y'all down here with me, and we'll go down here and look at the end of it. You see all this gravel and this clay? I don't believe my levee itself is leaking. I believe the water's going down from the bottom. We found some big limestone rock that we couldn't get out. So I'll have to try something different one of these days, but I've been needing to come down here and look at this. And I can see right off the bat that I'm fixing to have to haul me some rock in. You can see right here, there's the main levee to the water. You see where it drops off right there? There's a lot of rock in that clay. It's not washing real fast. But we're supposed to get some more rain this weekend, so I'm going to have to get me a few loads of rock. I'll have to go hand pick me up some with tractor. It's unreal how much it's washed. There's a lot of rock in that clay, but that water can flat do some washing. And it's been running over this spillway twice lately. And I'm going to have to put me some rock in there. Probably 3 or 4 loads. I'll have to put something in there. If I don't, it's going to wash plumb out. It'll just keep back washing. It'll get plumb up to the water, and it's going to make my, if and when it starts holding water, it's going to make it not hold as deep of water. It'll lower my spillway. This is the power line that feeds the house, and you see all this, hope I don't make you dizzy there. You see this right here, this sage grass? You can see that sage grass right there, boy. It makes some good camouflage for camouflaging out a boat to go duck hunting when you're blind in your boat. But they used to use that for a broom. They would break it off down here at the stem, gather a bunch of it up, tie it together. Sometimes they would put it on a little wooden handle. Sometimes they wouldn't. They just bundle it up tight. And a lot of times they used that in the old-timey days when they didn't have a broom. That's what they used for a broom, sweep their house, sweep their porch off with. And I've made them. It will work. I may make one sometime just to show you what it looks like. You probably have an idea. There's a homestead up on the hill. Weather's supposed to be nice for a week or so. Then I think about mid-January, January's gone. Mid-February, we're supposed to start getting cooler weather again. That's some of the woods out here from the pond, going up to the house. Look here at this pine tree growing up in the backside of this levee. It's really growing. I don't mind so much being right there on the backside. I don't want them up in the levee. It comes from these little pine trees over here. And there's some big ones up by the road, and they just keep blowing down this way and keep coming up. They're scattering all over the country around here. Here's something that I put together during a cold, rainy weekend in the shop. I'd purchased this, I call them cutoff saws, but they're could be radial arm saw or miter saw. And I bought the saw itself, and then I bought this stand to put on it. And this stand, you can see it's got wheels on it, very sturdy stand, and it has adjustments that you can adjust and pull out. You can pull these in and out, length out for a longer board, adjust them to your board. It's a 12-inch saw. And you can see here, it's got a laser light to show where your saw blade's going to be a cutting. And it comes down, and what I like, you know, it pulls out. You can pull it out and cut up to a 12-inch board with it. And I've been wanting one for a long time. All them projects that Miss Lori gives me, I've been needing something. I've had a table saw and things, but I finally wore my little old table saw plumb out. I've had it many years, and I ended up burning the motor up on it. And when I retired, I had sick days, and on the system that I was in, your sick days, you get a quarter day's pay if you don't use your sick days at the end of the year. Well, I had all these accumulated days. I hadn't missed a day of work in the last 2 years during the 9 months of work, and I very seldom missed work. I very seldom ever took all my vacation days. But long story short, I had 100 and I believe 10 or 11 days. And I got a quarter day's pay, so I decided that I would purchase me some saws, being that I'm retired, and Miss Lori would be having me do some projects, I'm sure, and just for general things around this homestead here. I feel very fortunate to be able to do that, and it's going to really help me out. Like I said, I had a table saw and burnt the motor up. So here's a table saw. It's heavy duty. It's got wheels on it. It folds plumb up, and you can pull it around like a wheelbarrow, and it folds up where you can store it up in a tight spot inside my shop. It's not a big name brand saw, but it'll do. It's considered a commercial saw, but it'll do anything I want to do, and more than likely last me the rest of my lifetime. I like that I can put it up in the shop. I can break it down, and it'll sit up in a, it folds down to pretty tight, and you can set it up out of the way. And then when you got it folded up, you just bend it over and pull it with them wheels. It's going to come in handy, that's for sure. I thought I'd just share that with y'all. I'm enjoying my retirement. There ain't no doubt about that. And I've been duck hunting, and fishing season's coming, and You see who pulled up in the driveway. There's Miss Lori's rig. She's done went in the house. She just got home. I guess I need to go in there and cook her some supper. I've got wood to cut. I've got a lot of projects going on. Well, I'm decided to take you for a walk out behind the house. You can see we got 20 acres here and we got a lot of timber. You see what I do with a lot of leaves. I scoop these, I push these out here before bad weather and put them in a pile, and they'll just sit there and rot down, and we'll use the compost in them. Got a lot of pretty white oak timber, quite a bit of post oak timber, a little bit of redwood, not very much redwood. We'll just go for a walk down an old road here and just take you for a walk. Listen to the leaves crunch under my feet. They're getting kind of dry, even after all that snow. This off down in here, it drops off into a little holler down here. And I would love to come off down here on the side of this holler and put me a log cabin. I'd like to have me one with a dog run or breezeway through it. Just make it just a rustic cabin, maybe a log cabin. Have just an outhouse. Probably no running water, probably no electricity. Probably just have lamps for light, coal oil lamps. Let's go back into the 1800s, late 1800s, I guess. I've got a few trees to cut back down in here. I try to harvest timber that's no longer going to be any good, that's not going to grow out good. This area had, you can see that tree right there bent over double. That's a hickory. We had a bad ice storm several years before we bought this place. And it done a lot of damage to trees in here, broke a lot of trees over, bent a lot of them over, got a lot of them in rainbow shape. Messed up, broke the tops out of a lot of them. So if they're not coming back very good, that's the trees I tend to harvest. Try to keep everything that's good and growing good, and I've got plenty of trees that's not too good. So now we're walking off down into the holler itself. Little holler down here. And I tried to build me a little pond down here in the woods. And just like my other pond, it's a pretty deep hole. I was going to have something back in here for the deer and wildlife, kind of back here in the hunting area. And it'll fill up. It'll fill up with water. But it's like everything else. It just will not hold water. But this one here, I can put some bentonite in, and I will when it gets drier and I can get down there. I'm thinking I'm going to put me some bentonite before spring rains and see if I can't get it to fill off. This is some of the, back down in here, there's some big boulders down in here. Miss Lori wishes that was up in her yard. She'd be setting flowers on it. My granddaughter loves to come down here and play on it. But you can see there's just a lot of forest back here. Few cedar trees. It's probably 75, 80 yards back there to the back line to my neighbor that it joins. But you can see some of them trees in the background, how they're bent. Tops ain't no good. There's several of them. That was a bad, bad ice storm. And them's the kind of trees that I like to take out first and use for firewood. Try to let the healthy ones grow and do good. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed our little visit today. I'm so thankful for everybody that has subscribed to Skills, Reels, and Refuge. I'm over 4,000 subscribers. The catch to it is, they say you got to have 1,000 to get monetized. Well, there's a catch 22 to that. You also have to have 4,000 watch hours. And I'm up to about 2,600, so I don't like but about 1,400 more watch hours, and then I can get monetized. If you would subscribe, give me hit the like button if you like what I'm doing. And I just think that get out and have a walk once in a while and show you around the place. And people, there's so many comments on my walk and my snow of people that, older people, elderly people that can't get out, and they enjoy getting out and just having a walk. Being able just to see what I'm seeing. So give me a thumbs up. That helps YouTube put me out there. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I don't know everything that I'm going to be doing or everything exactly when I'm going to be doing it. But I'm going to try to make a video once in a while when I have time and can. And I hope y'all enjoy it. We don't know what we'll be doing, but we'll be doing something. God bless everybody, and have a wonderful day.